All right, so interestingly, in Joe Biden's catastrophic news conference last night, just kind of out of nowhere, he started slamming our Israeli ally and their prime minister. For what reasons, I do not know, but joining us now is Alabama Senator Katie Britt. Senator Britt, welcome back to the show. Appreciate it very much. Let me just play the clip real fast on what Biden said.
I'm of the view, as you know, that the conduct of the response in Gaza, in the Gaza Strip, has been over the top.
So, Senator Britt, what was he trying to signal us? And is they over the top? I thought Israel was fighting for its life, and I thought we were backing them.
Absolutely. That's exactly what we should be doing. Obviously, Joe Biden's words were a gift to Hamas, just like his weakness has been a gift to our enemies. When you hear that and you know that Hamas is holding 136 hostages, 6 of which are American citizens, and he uses his time and tenor to talk to Israel, our ally, and not talk directly to Hamas and demand the return of each and every one of those hostages, it's just despicable. But unfortunately, this is what we have come to expect from the disastrous foreign policy of Joe Biden and his administration. You know,
Senator, I'm not going to use the swear word. I'm not even going to hint at the swear word, but I will just say the day or two before, in a Democratic conference meeting of some kind, he used a swear word to describe Benjamin Netanyahu. Again, I don't understand the purpose of that, to try to diminish and degrade Netanyahu, who's fighting for his life. And oddly, I mean, ironically, Biden has had moments when he defended Israel, at least at the beginning, but now he seems to be losing it. I don't get this at all, ma'am.
Well, he's caving to the liberal left. Yeah. We all knew that this would come. We were proud to see the strength that he exhibited at the beginning, but knew it would only be a matter of time before we saw this occur. And it's unfortunate because, to your point, Israel is fighting for its very existence. They are fighting for the ability to put their children to sleep at night and allow them to feel safe. They are fighting to help eradicate evil. And I believe that Israel not only has a right to eradicate the evil of Hamas, but they have an obligation. They have an obligation to their children, and they have the obligation to the freedom-loving people of this planet. And Joe Biden needs to get with it. He needs to demand these hostages be returned. Obviously, we all want to see peace. We all want to see every innocent life preserved. That will only come through strength. It will not come from tearing down and undermining one of our greatest allies.
You know, I believe, Senator Britt, there's still American hostages there. We don't know if they're alive or not, but I believe there's some. And, of course, the list of Israeli hostages has been diminished because Hamas has been killing them. So it's an awful story. Look, Senator, after all of this, with the Hur report and, many other things that you were referring to, is Mr. Biden capable of remaining as commander-in-chief?
Look, I think what we have seen, both the weakness he has exhibited, but what we all saw last night, I think that press conference confirmed America's greatest fears. And that is not only that clearly we have a two-tier justice system, which we saw when that report came out, but obviously that he is not mentally fit to serve as commander-in-chief. And when you read that report, if you believe what that report said, which is that he is not mentally competent to stand trial, he is certainly not competent to stand in the Situation Room.
Yeah, and I think that, the illegality of a senator or vice president taking classified materials home or to an office, that illegality, we were just talking about it with some House members, Claudia Tenney, Byron Donalds, that's a very important issue. There is there is a law, you know this, there's a Presidential Records Act. Trump didn't violate it because he's the president. Mr. Biden violated it over a period of 15 years. And they knew back in 2017, at least he said to his ghostwriter, that he had classified documents in the garage or wherever he had them. I mean, there's this untruths. I know presidents never lie, so I call them untruths and illegalities, Senator Britt. I mean, it's starting to wear everybody down, it seems to me.
Absolutely. And you're just seeing yet again that we have a two-tier justice system. And this is what Americans are just sick of. They see President Trump being treated one way and then see Joe Biden being treated in an exactly different way. And they're just done with it. And we're ready to return this country to secure borders, to safe communities, to making sure that we have strength abroad, that our allies know that it means something when we stand with them. And that's why they want President Trump back in the White House.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your time, Senator Britt, on a Friday. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you.